Welcome to Thelina. Intelligence is often reduced to a single line: school grades, exam results, quick answers. Yet the human mind is far broader than that. There are people who can give different answers to the same question, who exist in entirely different ways within the same life. Some think by speaking, others by staying silent. Some analyze, others feel. Some understand the world through numbers, others through meaning. This series was created not to measure intelligence, but to recognize it. It does not ask who is smarter, but how one is intelligent. Because intelligence is not a competition, it is a diversity. And often, the deepest forms of intelligence are the quietest. The purpose of this journey is not to confine yourself to a single label, but to become aware of the many forms intelligence can take, and through that awareness, to see your own inner world more honestly. Because a person can truly understand others only after understanding themselves. Before the video begins, if the Series 1 Create resonates with you, with your support we can reach more hearts. Subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment mean a great deal to me. Thank you in advance. Now, let's begin this new journey together. 1. The illusion of academic intelligence. For many years, academic intelligence was accepted as real intelligence. As grades rose, a sense of value increased; as they fell, a feeling of inadequacy grew. Yet this form of measurement covered only a very narrow part of the human mind. Minds that could memorize, adapt to exam systems, and think at a certain speed became visible. Others quietly remained in the background. This was an illusion. Because success in life, the ability to build meaningful relationships, to live in peace with oneself, or to remain resilient in difficult times cannot be explained by academic performance alone. Academic intelligence is a skill, but it is not the whole of intelligence. This illusion caused many people to feel insufficient. Yet the real issue is not whether one is intelligent, but how and in which ways one is intelligent. Academic intelligence is only one language. The human mind, however, is multilingual. 2. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the courage to recognize what you are feeling. It is the ability to name an emotion and carry it without suppressing it or placing it on someone else. Most of the time, it is quiet, it does not need to perform or draw attention. Because this form of intelligence is rooted in the quality of the relationship one has with their inner world. People with emotional intelligence do not dramatize everything, yet they do not dismiss everything either. They are aware of what they feel and carry that awareness with responsibility. They can pause before reacting, and they make an effort to understand both themselves and the person in front of them. In society, this type of intelligence is often labeled as being too sensitive. Yet emotional intelligence is not a weakness, it is the ability to work with emotions. The sustainability of human relationships often depends on this quiet intelligence. Because a mind that cannot recognize emotions can easily harm both itself and others. 3. Social intelligence. Social intelligence is the ability to read the energy of a room. It is sensing what is unspoken, feeling the rhythm of an environment, and knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. This form of intelligence develops within crowds, yet it is never superficial. People with social intelligence know how to build connections. They practice empathy without losing themselves. They do not try to please everyone, instead, they intuitively sense the boundaries of relationships. For this reason, they often take on the role of mediator, organizer, or stabilizer. This type of intelligence is sometimes confused with being social. Yet social intelligence is not about talking more, it is about being present in the right way. It is the ability to find direction within the complex nature of human relationships. A quiet form of leadership, invisible, yet immediately felt when absent. 4. Inner intelligence. Intrapersonal awareness. Inner intelligence is the ability to be alone with oneself. It is the capacity to step away from the noise of the outer world and listen to one's inner voice. This type of intelligence is not about loving solitude, but about knowing how to remain whole within it. People with inner intelligence observe themselves. They question why they feel the way they do, why they behave as they do. For this reason, they do not make rushed decisions. They pause, reflect, and weigh their thoughts. Their inner compass is strong, yet they do not feel the need to announce it aloud. In society, this form of intelligence is often misunderstood. Silence is mistaken for indifference, distance is confused with coldness. Yet inner intelligence is a deep field of awareness. The better a person understands themselves, the more healthily they can connect with others. This intelligence provides a balance that comes from the roots. 5. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Some people move without thinking, their bodies already know. Bodily intelligence is the continuation of the mind through the body. It is learning through movement, understanding through touch, and grasping through doing. For those who possess this type of intelligence, the body is not merely a tool but a source of knowledge. Athletes, dancers, craftspeople, those who work on stage or in production, these individuals carry their thoughts in muscle memory. By repeating a movement hundreds of times, they develop a form of mental mastery. Unfortunately, this type of intelligence has long been underestimated as non-academic. Yet the body is not separate from the mind. Bodily intelligence requires discipline, awareness, and continuity. It is quiet but powerful, and it often speaks a language more truthful than words. 6. Intuitive intelligence. Intuitive intelligence is a form of knowing that is difficult to explain, yet highly accurate. It does not offer proof, but it provides direction. It does not conflict with logic, it reaches places logic has not yet arrived. People with this type of intelligence do not always make decisions through long analyses. There is an inner knowing that guides them. They may not always be able to put it into words, but they can sense when something is not right. Their intuition warns, protects, and leads them. In society, intuitive intelligence is often not taken seriously. Gut feeling is dismissed. Yet many correct decisions are first recognized through intuition and later confirmed by reason. When intuitive intelligence works together with inner intelligence, it becomes a powerful guide. It is quiet, but it rarely misleads. 7. Creative intelligence. Creative intelligence is a way of thinking that flows beyond established patterns. It is seeing what everyone else sees, yet looking from a different angle. These minds may appear scattered or unstructured at times, but they possess a deep ability to form meaningful connections. People with creative intelligence wither when they are constrained by rigid rules. When given space, however, they produce, through writing, art, ideas, or solutions. Creativity is not only about aesthetics, it is also the ability to open new paths. This type of intelligence is often labeled as nonconformity. Yet progress itself is driven by these very nonconforming minds. Creative intelligence does not accept the world only as it is, it imagines what it could become. And sometimes, that imagination turns into reality. 8. Analytical intelligence. Analytical intelligence is the mind that can break things apart and put them back together. It builds systems, recognizes cause and effect relationships, and finds order within complexity. These minds do not avoid emotion, but they give priority to structure. People with analytical intelligence do not take problems personally. For them, the question is not, "What happened?" but, "Why did it happen?" This is why they are strong at producing solutions. Engineers, strategists, and planning minds often excel in this domain. They are sometimes perceived as cold or distant. Yet analytical intelligence is one of the structures that holds the world together. It is invisible, but its absence is immediately felt when systems collapse. Logic, order, and structure form the quiet architecture of this intelligence. 9. Natural intelligence. Natural intelligence is an intuitive connection with nature. It is the ability to notice seasons, rhythms, and living beings, to sense the language of soil, water, and air. People with this type of intelligence find calm in nature. The noise of the city drains them. They form relationships with plants, animals, and natural cycles. For them, nature is not a backdrop, but a living teacher. In the modern world, this form of intelligence has been pushed into the background. Yet as humans drift away from nature, they also drift away from themselves. Natural intelligence serves as a reminder. It teaches us to slow down, to trust cycles, and to remember that everything has its time. 10. Existential intelligence. Existential intelligence is the ability to carry the question, "Why am I here?" It is the desire not only to live life, but to make sense of it. These minds do not remain on the surface, they move toward depth. People with this type of intelligence ask big questions about death, meaning, freedom, and value. Their answers may not always be clear, but their questions are honest. Philosophy, spirituality, and inner inquiry form the landscape of this intelligence. At times, existential intelligence can feel like a heavy burden. As awareness grows, so does responsibility. Yet it also offers a profound sense of meaning. When a person questions why they are alive, they begin to see more clearly how they want to live. Closing. Intelligence is not a hierarchy. What becomes clear throughout this series is this: intelligence is not a ranking. It is not about superiority, but about diversity. Some forms of intelligence are applauded, others work quietly in the background. Yet none of them is less than another. The real question is not which type of intelligence is more valuable, but which one aligns with who you are. Measuring yourself by standards that do not belong to you is one of the greatest illusions. Intelligence is the shape of the relationship a person forms with the world. And every relationship is different. When you understand yourself, you judge others less. Because you begin to see this truth, we are all answering the same questions in different ways. And perhaps the deepest intelligence of all is the ability to accept that. Remember, life is whispering to you. When you dare to listen to your heart, paths begin to open. Until our next meeting, stay with light in your heart. I am Thelina, a fellow traveler walking toward the same dream, under the same sky, with you.